Take a close look at the modern ground you walk upon today. Covered in concrete, steel, and asphalt, we blindly believe that humanity is the very first advanced species to build massive corporate empires on this planet. But modern science is finally starting to ask a terrifying, deep question that completely changes our entire history. What if we are not the masters of Earth, but just a faint, forgotten historical echo of someone else? Over 50 million years ago, long before the dinosaurs, a completely different, highly advanced technological civilization existed right here. They were absolutely not human, but they possessed a brilliant, cold intellect that allowed them to conquer nature. They were absolutely not human, but they possessed a brilliant, cold intellect that allowed them to conquer nature. Their titanic, glowing cities spanned across immense, ancient continents that we now call the Atlantic and Pacific Oceans. Skeptics will instantly ask, if they were so incredibly powerful, then where is all their structural steel now? The brutal truth is that nature takes less than a single millennium to completely destroy and dissolve industrial steel. Over time, reinforced concrete crumbles into dust, and massive glass structures slowly turn back into basic desert sand. In just one short million years, absolutely nothing of our proud modern industrial world would remain on the surface. This terrifying process is exactly what top astrophysics and geologists call the inescapable, dark, deep time trap. The older and more ancient a forgotten civilization is, the deeper and more silent its geological grave becomes. Their monumental ruins are not waiting on mountain peaks. They have long since compressed into thin geological strata. To find any real evidence of their existence, we must look incredibly deep into the ancient solid stone. In 2018, two renowned scientists calculated the mathematical proof of this theory. Analyzing our own planetary footprint, they officially realized that any short industrial era leaves behind only tiny, specific chemical scars in the rock. These are synthetic anomalies in carbon, heavy spikes in plastics, and hidden, long-lasting radioactive weapon signatures. And the most terrifying part is, these ancient scars already exist, but we simply refuse to see them. Look at the jagged peaks of the Himalayas, seemingly formed by random tectonic shifts over millions of painful years. But deep within the ancient granite, sonar reveals impossible right angles and hollow chambers that nature simply cannot create. These are not just mountains. They are the petrified shells of Titan-class structures that once reached the very edge of space. Over eons, layers of sediment and ice turned their technological glory into what we blindly call the natural landscape. Deep beneath the ocean floor, in the crushing darkness, modern sonar scans have revealed truly impossible, massive global structures. Rectangular plateaus and perfect grid-like corridors stretch for hundreds of miles across the silent, dark, abyssal plains. These are not volcanic ridges. They are the iron-heavy foundations of a global, prehistoric logistics and energy network. Everything was built to withstand the crushing pressure of a world that was vastly different from the one we know. Their cities were not built of fragile wood or stone, but grown from advanced, self-repairing synthetic biological materials. After millions of years of pressure, these organic metropolises would petrify into what we now call unique rock formations. What we perceive as strange geological curiosities are actually the fossilized skeletal remains of vast prehistoric cities. The evidence of their existence is disguised as the very landscape that we constantly struggle to understand. To power such a massive civilization, they required energy on a scale that our modern minds can barely comprehend. They tapped into the Earth's molten core, creating deep thermal vents that still influence our climate to this very day. Our oceans are not just water. They are the cooling systems for a machinery that has been dormant for eons. The planet itself was their machine, and we are merely the tiny parasites living on its cold, rusted surface. If you dig deep enough into the Earth's crust, you will eventually hit a geological layer that should not exist. A razor-thin, dark line of synthetic pollutants trapped forever between the ancient limestone and solid, cold clay. Geologists call this a chemical spike, a sudden burst of carbon isotopes that defies every natural law of evolution. It is the undeniable industrial ghost of a world that breathed and burned millions of years before our time. Plastics are the ultimate scar. They do not rot, they do not dissolve, they only compress into a new type of stone. Deep in the Silurian layers, we find long-chain polymers that were manufactured in massive chemical plants eons ago. This techno-fossil layer proves that someone once mastered organic chemistry on a scale that rivals our modern world. A global civilization that covered the entire planet in a synthetic, immortal blanket of human-made molecules. But the most terrifying evidence is not chemical. It is radioactive. The silent echo of an ancient nuclear war. In certain rock strata, we find isotopes like plutonium-244, which have a half-life of 80 million long years. These elements do not occur in nature. They are the fingerprints of reactors, weapons, and a global energy grid. The Earth's own radiation is not just a natural fluke. It is the cooling embers of a civilization that burned too bright. When we look at the Great Oxidation Event, we see a massive, unexplained shift in the Earth's delicate atmosphere. A sudden spike in oxygen that suggests a global industrial process was terraforming the planet for its own survival. They were not just living on Earth. They were rewriting its biology, leaving scars that would last for 50 million years. The strata do not lie. We are simply the new tenants in a house that has seen 1,000 previous owners. The end did not arrive slowly. It came with the terrifying fury of 1,000 dying suns hitting the crust. Massive asteroid impacts shattered their crystal cities, sending tectonic shockwaves that reshaped the entire planetary surface. The atmosphere ignited, turning their global energy grid into a massive, burning cage of electricity and fire. In just 1 week, the world they spent millions of years building was reduced to a blackened, smoking ruin. Then came the subduction. The Earth's crust began to swallow their empires whole, dragging them into the mantle. Millions of tons of steel and stone were melted down in the planetary furnace, recycled back into molten magma. This tectonic conveyor belt is the perfect eraser, destroying any physical evidence of their great industrial machines. What survived the fire was eventually buried under miles of new rock, hidden forever from our searching eyes. Following the fire, the Great Frost arrived, covering the broken world in a tomb of ice and silence. Glaciers miles thick acted as giant industrial grinders, crushing their monumental architecture into fine, invisible dust. For 10,000 years, the ice ground their history into simple clay and sand, erasing their very existence. Nature's reset button had been pressed, and the stage was being cleared for a new, primitive life form. The final erase was chemical. Microbes evolved to consume their synthetic fuels and organic plastics. Even their satellites fell from orbit, burning up in the atmosphere as their orbital maintenance systems failed. The silence of deep time is not a void. It is a meticulously cleaned planetary crime scene. Earth has a way of forgetting its children. and we are just the next ones to be forgotten. Our skyscrapers reach for the distant stars today, just as their majestic towers once did millions of years ago. Humanity is not a unique event. We are merely the latest pulse in a very long, rhythmic planetary heartbeat. One day, a new, unknown species will dig through the rock and find the thin, plastic scar of our humanity. The Silurian cycle continues forever. The only real question is, who will walk the earth after we are gone? We are just a chapter in a book that never ends. Sleep well, knowing that you are part of the ghost strata. What will they find when they dig for you? Leave a comment if you think we are next.